the tie. Before we look into how to tie a tie, let's take a quick look at where it all started. The modern necktie actually traces its roots back to 17th century France, when Croatian mercenaries wore knotted scarves as a part of their uniform. The French, known for their style, loved the look and adopted it, calling it a cravat, a word still used for some ties in some languages today. Over the centuries, the tie evolved from frilly cravats to the sleek professional accessory we know today. Whether worn for business, fashion, or formality, the tie stood the test of time. But do you guys give a crap about any of that? I don't really. I wear a tie when I have to. Whether I have a job interview coming up, a job fair I'm going to, a big wedding, or any sort of formal event where I don't want to look like a joke. I want to show up in a shirt, a tie, a suit perhaps, and look my best. That's what this tutorial is here for. You want to look good in a tie, and you want a nice, simple way to do it. Okay, so the first step of tying a tie is wearing a collared shirt in which to put the tie. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, there. And the next step is going to be, and I know a lot of people don't like to do this. I'm very often someone who doesn't like to do this. We're going to button up this top button. So let me just do that. And the reason we do that is because we're wearing a tie, we're trying to look professional. The top button is a bit of a casual look. Oh, let me just get my my cuffs too. Speaking of the casual look. So you're wearing a tie, you want to look good. After work, when we're having a couple beers with pals, maybe that's when that top button comes undone. Now I will be doing a voiceover for this part. You will see me talking a bit, but I decided the audio wasn't good enough for the most important part of the video. So I've stood up so you can see me better, and I've stood up my collar as well, which is going to make it nice and easy to put the tie on. I recommend you do that as well. Now, when it comes to tie selection, I say you don't have to spend a lot. If you're at the point in your life, in your career, where you have that money to spend and you want to, go ahead. But you could also get a nice cheap tie. This one is, and that's our little secret. Nobody can tell. Nobody will know. It'll get the job done. So, this is the point where you adjust the length of the tie. That big part, the fatter part, where you put it now is where is going to determine the length of the tie when you're finished tying it. So you see here I'm adjusting it. I adjusted a second time. I realized I haven't left enough. And you want it to go down further than where you want the tie to land because you're going to lose some of that length in this process. So here you bring the small part under and the big part over and around as if you're tying a shoelace perhaps. Then you're going to bring it under all the way over, just like that, around the side, then around the back, and we've created, as you'll see here, a little pocket. It's quick, it's easy. We created this little pocket to slide the tie right through that big front part. Now we're going to adjust the knot. We have this little back portion right here. You pull that to pull the tie up, and you pull the big part of the tie to tighten up the knot. So I'm going to do that. We're going to do some adjusting. Make sure you adjust your tie beforehand. You can still play with it a bit once you're done, once you're out there in the world. But you really only want to be straightening your tie. You don't want to be fiddling with it. You don't want to look anxious. You don't want to look too preoccupied with it. So here I am, adjusting it, and a nice little straighten. Thank you for watching.